we're going to record the brain cells that are inside of them. We're going to listen in as little messages get passed back and forth from different neurons inside the body. So we cut off the leg, but the leg still doesn't know is that it's cut off. So it's going to keep sending messages back. And the messages are made out of electricity. And because it's electricity, we can use electronic devices to listen in and see what's happening. So what I need is an electrophysiologist. And since you just joined us, you want to help us? You want to help us put a pin? You can push a pin through. Can you let her in?
Nila, move over, baby.
You push this pin, you can do it right here in that leg. Can you do that? Yeah, just go like this. Just go. Just jab it in there. So you're called what's called an electrophysiologist. Now, what an electrophysiologist does is he's the one in the hospital that's going to put wires into a brain to figure out maybe like where some diseases are, or maybe like if someone's having a seizure, they can figure that out. So that's your job. So now you're going to put the other pin right back here. Put this pin in the back. So, Nina, you want to turn that switch on?
Her name is
Nina. Right here, push right there. Push that way.
the silver one, honey. Push it down.
Alright, close. Do it again. Push it this way. Alright, almost there. Great. Do that. Alright, good job. Thank you, Neil. Alright, so it's kind of loud in here, so you can't hear the speaker. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to amplify it. We're going to listen in to what's happening. You guys hear this noise? What does it sound like? It sounds like noise, like garbage, right? It doesn't sound like anything. But what happens if we were to brush the leg with a piece of paper? You hear that noise? You want to touch it with this piece of paper? So what's happening? What's your name?
Nolan.
Nolan. So when Nolan's touching the leg, he's actually touching sensors on the leg, and those sensors have little big threads that are like wires that are called axons that are sending electronic messages all the way to the spinal cord and up to the brain. But even though the brain and spinal cords is now still living inside this dish, the leg doesn't know this. So it keeps sending these messages, and so we're listening to it. Alright, I'm going to have you pause for 1 second. We're going to split the signal now. We're going to listen to it and we're going to see it. So I'm going to turn on this oscilloscope, which is really just an iPad. So go ahead and brush that leg again. See those little messages, those little things that look like maybe spikes? Well, they're called spikes because when they were discovered about 80 years ago, the person who discovered it said they looked like a railroad spike. It was up and down. And so that's the basic currency in the brain. Every cell that we have in our brain is sending a message. So everything that you see, everything that you taste, that you touch, all of your political leanings and all your beliefs and all your friends are actually encoded in these types of neurons that are inside your head right now. Alright, good job. Thank you very much, Nolan. So what we've been able to do here, is what we're able to do here is normally you can't do until you get into grad school. So this is normally like about $40,000 worth of equipment that you're seeing here that we're able to make by yourself. So we sell kits that go into classrooms, and so we want to change the way that neuroscience is taught from 6th grade on to basically to undergraduate college. So the teachers can build these kits with their kids, and everything they have comes together to make a spiker box like you're seeing here. And then we can learn a little bit about electronics. We have about 7 experiments that they go through. They can learn a little bit about rate coding, about how neurons encode information. And then we can learn a little bit about chemical processes and how does nicotine affect the brain. So we can actually bind to acetylcholine receptors in the brain. And then we can look at electrical stimulation and see how electricity affects the muscles. And we can use an iPod. We can try that experiment. We haven't done it yet today. So